You barely have a copy on you. I've got Kilo 0, and then it kind of faded out. So if you would, why don't you give me about 10 or 15 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, and I'll look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger. And I'll look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Kyle in Iowa. I'm currently on a ICOM 756 Pro with a random wire antenna tuned with a Johnson Viking matchbox, running with a 500 watt homebrew amplifier. Back to you, Jim.
Yes, I've got you now. Got you now on my Virginia SDR. If you would, why don't you come back with your call sign one more time, please?
Come back with your call sign one more time, please. Okay, Jim. Kilo 0 Tango Kilo.
Tango Kilo, Roger. What's the name?
Tango Kilo, Roger. What's the name? Name here is Kyle. Kilo Yankee Lima Echo. I've checked in with you from time to time, but it's been a long time. My antenna has been down, and I've just got it back up. Just curious how this radio sounds. I haven't talked to you on this particular setup, and I thought maybe you might be able to help me get it to where it should be. Back to you, Jim.
Roger, Kyle, you're in Iowa, is that a Roger?
You're in Iowa, is that a Roger? That's a Roger.
Roger, Kyle. Well, the first thing we'd do would be to make sure that that radio is in the wide transmit bandwidth, TVW, 100 to 2900, if you're familiar with that. If you are, good. If not, make a note to be in that 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth, Roger.
Transmit bandwidth, Roger. That's what it's set at. Thank you, Jim.
Roger, Roger. Okay, then to your compressor limiter. Your compressor processor, and we want 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, just a third of the capabilities of that processor compressor. Roger? Processor compressor, Roger.
Well, my compressor settings are narrow, medium, and wide. Is that what we're looking for?
You don't have any numbers for input, just those three. I would try wide and see. Let's see what that does, Roger.
Let's see what that does, Roger. Okay, it'll take just a second here. I'll hit wide.
All right, if you've got wide, go ahead and talk to me a little bit and let me listen.
Go ahead and talk to me a little bit and let me listen.
We doubled. Go ahead and talk to me a little bit and let me listen to that.
Talk to me a little bit and let me listen to that.
Well, we have doubled 3 times. I think 3 strikes were out. I don't know how it goes, but all right, let's get synced here. If you have that compressor on wide, let me listen to it for a minute. Tell me about the best thing you like about your radio.
Tell me about the best thing you like about your radio. All right, Jim, compressor is on wide. This is a 20-year-old radio. It seems to have quite a few functions, many of them which I haven't been able to set because I haven't had anybody give me accurate feedback on it. Back to you, Jim.
Roger, that sounds pretty good. Okay, let's go to your AOL. I'm sorry, your automatic ALC. Boy, this has been one of those slippery days. Your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you say the magic word audio, adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running 2/3. Roger?
C meter is running 2/3. Roger? All right. Audio. That's 2/3 ALC.
Roger, that sounds pretty good. And what kind of limiter equalizer do you have?
Equalizer do you have? Equalizer shows treble and bass, and with right now my bass is set at -1 dB and the treble is up to +4 dB.
Okay, I would take that treble up one more click to a 5. And does that have a mid-range control?
Does that have a mid-range control? Negative. No mid-range, just bass and treble. I've got the treble currently set at +5, bass at -1.
Roger, sounds pretty good. I think I would go with it like that. You've got good articulation, and even if you were to lose some of that top, you would still be in good shape if you were to get involved in a condition where you have a different time point for reflection of part of your signal back to Earth, and you would have two different paths, and they collide on Earth, terra firma, as slightly out of phase with each other because there were different times at being reflected back, and that cancellation always starts on the top of the audio spectrum and works its way down depending on how serious, how much they're out of phase and how much signal they are as far as being balanced. You know, I would guess if they would be perfectly balanced and you would hit 180 degrees out of phase, your signal would just disappear. That doesn't usually happen, though. It usually happens and you just start to lose the top part of your audio spectrum. Roger?
Part of your audio spectrum. Roger? Okay, roger that.
Okay, let's get a good recording here. Tell me what kind of radio you like to run there. Contest or Qso or what?
Qso or what? Oh, primarily Qso. I check into a few nets from time to time, and I enjoy 20 meters. Get a lot. This antenna system I have works very well on 20 meters, and get a lot of distance out of that. Do a lot of some DX if conditions are right, and it's been thoroughly an enjoyable setup for me with my wire, just a simple wire antenna. Back to you, Jeff.
Roger, is that just like an in-fed, Roger?
Is that just like an in-fed, Roger? Yes, end-fed random length, and I've tuned it with an old Johnson kilowatt lighting matchbox. It's an antique.
Roger, well, you're making the trip really well. Like I say, I'm copying you on my Virginia SDR. Let me flip over and see if I can catch you on my local antenna, Roger.
On my local antenna, Roger. Okay, Jim. Check and see how much my amplifier is. You.
Roger, Kyle. Well, I flipped over there and did not have much of a copy, so I'm doing really well on my Virginia SDR, and you're sounding really good. And if you would like to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3200, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger. I'm looking forward to doing that, Jim. I always enjoy listening to myself, as silly as that might sound on YouTube. But one thing before I go, I'd like to try to see if there's how much difference my amplifier is making. And right now, as I'm speaking with you, I'm gonna turn it off and speak, and then I'll turn it back on in case I lose it. The amplifier is currently off. Probably pushing only about 60 watts this way. I've turned the amplifier on now. It's back to full power. Back to you, Jim.
Roger, it looked to be, I don't know, about 2 or 3 dB audio difference there. Just about 2 or 3 dB audio difference, but it sounds a whole lot better with the amp on, Roger.
A whole lot better with the amp on, Roger. Oh, that's good to know. I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to hearing it for myself. Anyway, I'll back out of here, let somebody else have a turn. One thing I might do is if I'm around towards the end of your show, I might try to check back in with a different microphone. This is just a handheld mic on this radio, and I've got a desktop mic, but it's I've got to go up to my house to get it, and I might check back in if that's possible.
Roger, Roger. Well, you know, if at any time there seems to be a lull in the action, feel free to jump in. Sometimes there's a lot of lull, and sometimes it goes it's going pretty quick. So if you hear an opening, give me a shot.
Give me a shot. Will do, Jim. Thanks again. 7-3. I sure appreciate this program. Thank you very much. This is K0TK. I'll be clear.
Roger, Roger, Kyle, 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and if you get a chance to join us back here or next Friday. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.